you looking for a way to get your kids to start learning Spanish from native Spanish teachers? Hi, I'm Stacey with Kids Learning for Life, and today I want to tell you all about Homeschool Spanish Academy. I've actually partnered up with Homeschool Spanish Academy to get this giveaway for all of you. So they are going to be giving us the lessons and we are going to be passing them on to you for free. So if you want to know all the details on how to enter the giveaway, be sure to stick around. But first, let's chat about what is Homeschool Spanish Academy and is it right for you? First, Homeschool Spanish Academy are online lessons that are either one-on-one or two-on-one. All of the Homeschool Spanish Academy teachers are all native Spanish speakers, so you're getting the full, authentic pronunciation and all of that from your teacher. They offer lessons from kids from preschool all the way to adults. So if you're using this for your kids, that's great. But I've even considered starting using it for myself. I have not gotten to that point yet, but my kids are learning so much that I have started to think that maybe I should take some lessons as well and try to get ahead of them a little bit so that they're not speaking Spanish and I have no idea what they're saying. The pricing for Homeschool Spanish Academy is pretty competitive with prices as low as $8 a session. You can choose between two options of 25-minute lessons or 50-minute lessons depending on what works for your schedule and the age of your child. Now that you know what Homeschool Spanish Academy is, I want to just let you know how I have been using it with my kiddos. So like I said, I have 3 kiddos and I have each of them with their own instructor. I do try to find the same instructor each week, but I know if the timing just doesn't work out, they know that they might have a substitute is what I'm calling it, and they'll get a different teacher that day. So they have all worked with different teachers and all of the teachers have been awesome. My older 2 kiddos are in the elementary program and my kindergartner is actually in the preschool program because he's not quite reading at the level that they are looking for. So they ask you to read things, and since he's not quite reading in English yet, he's still working at the preschool level and working on letter sounds, and now he's starting to move into greetings. When I first started, I had all of the boys doing lessons 1 time a week. So the 25-minute one-on-one, 1 time a week. And that was working pretty well, but my older 2, it seemed like they needed a little bit more. So I ended up having all of them start doing 2 lessons, 2 25-minute lessons each week. I quickly found out that my kindergartner, it was just a little too much. It was starting to move too fast. He didn't have enough time in between lessons to really practice. So for my youngest, he just recently, I started putting him on 1 time a week again. So he was at 1 time a week, then for a couple of weeks he did 2 times a week, and then I moved him back to 1. Also in that time, I did change his teacher, like the permanent type teacher I was trying to get each week, because I was trying to see, is it the teacher why he's not is involved as my older 2, or is it just the virtual style and everything. So I did really like the first teacher, I like the second teacher, but with both of them, I can still see that he was kind of giving them the same enthusiasm. He enjoys it and he likes doing it because his brothers are doing it, but I didn't find that he was really getting everything out of it with 2 times a week. So now that we've jumped back to 1 time a week, he is being able to kind of process everything a little bit better. One of my favorite things about Homeschool Spanish Academy was when we did our first lesson, they asked me, how much Spanish do you want me to speak with your child? I didn't quite know how to answer that, but I mean, they said on a scale of 1 to 10, so 10 being they're gonna speak 100% Spanish, and then 0 being they're gonna speak English and introduce a few words. I went ahead and told them kind of 50-50 in the middle. I wasn't quite sure what the best way was, and I wanted them to feel comfortable knowing that they could speak to their teacher in English, but then also getting, a good amount of Spanish learning in at the same time. So I told them a 5, 50-50, and that has been working out well for us. Now, let's see if Homeschool Spanish Academy is right for you with some pros that I have found with the program. First is the flexible scheduling. You do not need to have a certain day and time blocked out every single week. You can schedule a lesson and all the way up to 24 hours before you can cancel that lesson. So this has worked wonders for me because, meetings come up for me sometimes and I just can't move them. So I know that I can cancel the lesson and move it to the next day or the next week or whatever the case may be. So that has been very, very helpful. And also just knowing I can schedule whenever I want. I can pick a Monday on one week and a Friday and Saturday on the next week. Yes, they do the weekends, so that is helpful as well. Next is the wide list of teachers. They have a lot of teachers to choose from. I just picked 3 random teachers from the list, and I even kind of let the kids help me. We would go through and read some of the bios, and they kind of just each picked a teacher, and it's been working out really well. My 2 oldest have had the same teacher, and like I said, my younger child has had 2 teachers now. The next positive thing is that the teachers actually know Spanish and can have full conversations. When I tried teaching my kids Spanish, I knew some words, but if they asked me, oh, how do you say this in Spanish? I'd have to go look it up or ask Google Translate because I had no idea. So here they can actually speak full sentences to my children, and my children can start processing that, which is by far the biggest pro that I can think of, is just they are hearing full sentences that are grammatically correct from a native speaker, and it's just fabulous. Lastly, I love that Homeschool Spanish Academy has their own curriculum that they follow. So the way it works is your kids get into the lesson and they will share their screen. The teacher will share the screen with the student, and they will kind of go over some things. Sometimes they'll pull up videos, sometimes they'll have little props on the screen that they'll go, oh, you know, what's this? So it's an apple, and how do you say it in Spanish? And they have, depending on your teacher, they all kind of do different things from what I have figured out so far. So once your student goes through the curriculum that Homeschool Spanish Academy has, at the end of the day, they can give homework. Now, if you have a high schooler, they're actually going to be giving actual homework that they can complete for credit. But for my kiddos, they just share with me the PDFs from the lessons so that I can print off the pages and we can go over it throughout the week so that I also know what they're learning and they can be reminded and practice it. Now, with any program or curriculum, it's not going to be the perfect thing for everybody. So a few cons that I can think of is that it's virtual, and you may not want screens in your home. You may not want to be tied to a computer. And I mean, really, there is no substitute for that one-on-one in-person experience. So these are virtual lessons. I do feel like if maybe my younger child was in person, he would be a little more enthusiastic, but with the screen, it's a little bit harder. But I am still seeing that connection with my older 2. So maybe it's more for the youngers that the virtual isn't as good of a platform. But so if you really want them to have that in-person instruction, then maybe you should look for a different tutor. But that will probably come with a higher cost. One thing that might be a con for some people is that because it's such a flexible schedule, that if you do want that specific time and specific day, it may be more difficult unless you plan ahead. So what I mean by that is that I have found that if I plan 2, 3, 4 weeks in advance, I can have a lot more flexibility with the days and times because not all of the appointments have been taken, and it's easier for me to be a little more consistent. If I do wait closer to 1 week, 2 weeks, it's somewhere in that time frame, then sometimes it can be more difficult for me to actually get a day and a time frame that I want for my kids' classes. So if you do want to just plan it all out and do it ahead of time and just get it done, then that's not going to be an issue for you. But if you know that you're going to have to do a bunch of changes and you need it to be on a very specific day, then just make sure you can plan that out ahead of time. All right, so it's the part you've all been waiting for. It is time for our giveaway. Now, real quick, every single one of you can click the link below to try a free trial class. You don't have to enter the giveaway. You don't have to do anything. Just click the link and it'll take you to a page that you can get a free trial. Because they are so flexible, like when I did my free trial, I was able to get my free trial scheduled within the next couple days. So if you're still on the fence about whether or not you want to try Homeschool Spanish Academy, click the link and take your free trial class. Now, for our giveaway, we're actually going to have 2 winners. Each of our winners is going to win 10 25-minute one-on-one free lessons. Now, if you do lessons 1 time a week, that's about 10 weeks worth of lessons. And if you do lessons twice a week, that's just over a month of free lessons to do Homeschool Spanish Academy. All you have to do to enter is make sure you are subscribed to the Kids Learning for Life YouTube channel And then click the link below and we'll give you a link to go over to Instagram and follow the Homeschool Spanish Academy Instagram account. Now, if you would like a bonus entry, then we'll put another link below that'll take you to the Homeschool Spanish Academy Facebook page. Once you've done those 2 or 3 things, you can do the last step is to go in the description and fill out the entry form. All you have to do for that is to put your contact information so that if you win, we know how to reach out to you. The entry form is going to be open from today, May 4th, 2022, all the way until May 12th at 11:59 Pacific Daylight Time. Winners will be announced and notified on May 13th. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you're subscribed to Kids Learning for Life and then head on over to Instagram to follow Homeschool Spanish Academy and then possibly over to Facebook to get that bonus entry. And don't forget, anybody can do a free trial, so that link is below. Happy homeschooling, and I'll see you next time.